Alright, this is just a quick video of how StepShot works. I'm going to first off launch StepShot. And you can see you get a pretty nice startup window. You have the ability to start sessions and end sessions with a hotkey. There's a couple of modes. There's handle hotkeys, so only when you use the hotkeys down here will it take a picture. There's handle mouse clicks and entire screen, and then handle mouse clicks and active window. The third is the option I use most. The other thing that's kind of cool here is you have the option to keep the last X number of screenshots. This is kind of cool for debugging, so if you're testing an application or if you're attempting to document an error but it happens intermittently, you can set this to keep like the last 10 clicks, and then when the error happens you stop the process, export the results, and then you have kind of all the steps that led up to the error. So that's kind of a neat feature. In terms of post-processing, you have some options to crop to the area around the cursor. You also have the ability to adjust the resolution, and then in terms of exporting you have some font options and you have some alignment options. I like to have everything aligned left, and then I do like the border on the image. I like the image in the center, and then we have the option to open the document after export. System, the RAM is fine, and then in terms of effects, I do like to see the cursor. I like the cursor highlighted. I don't necessarily need the sound, and I usually don't use the splash screen option. So I'm just going to apply these. You have the StepShot interface, which right now I'm just going to do a start recording, and then I'm going to do just a basic recording of PowerPoint. And so every time I click my mouse, I'm going to get a screenshot, maximize PowerPoint, add a title, and then I'm going to click on a new slide. We'll choose this one. And that's pretty much enough to get the idea of how the program works. I'm just going to use this stop button. And once I stop the application, I can see that all of my screenshots were recorded as images, and then I have the ability to add a title and a description for each of these. So if I double click, this is kind of how I typically edit images. I can add a title, so I could choose select start. Pretty much all the description I need there. Save that, go to the next one, select PowerPoint, save that, go on. That's right. This is just PowerPoint opening, don't really need that, so I'm just going to remove it. This is also just PowerPoint open, so I'm going to remove that one. Remove. This is me clicking around like a spaz. So I have a bunch of screenshots I don't need. Click on title I like. Let's save that. Go to the next. Keep that. And that's enough of me annotating, so you can see that all of the annotations happened here. I could also just annotate quickly from here if I could remember which of these screenshots was which. I would need to maximize them. If I wanted to add more detail, I can do that right there. And it just gets saved. The next thing to do is just export this to Word. I also have the option to export to a PowerPoint, or I'm sorry, export to a FTP. So I'm going to export to Word, and I'm going to give it just a name, throw it on my desktop. And you can see that what I have is a fairly nicely formatted document. In Microsoft Word, I'm going to tab that down to another page. it's got all of my screenshots and all of my text very nicely laid out. This is significantly more simple than taking the screenshots, resizing the screenshots, putting them into Microsoft Word, adding the titles, adding the page numbers, adding the descriptions, doing all of that formatting manually. So this is a huge time saver for this type of documentation. And if I were doing something like looking for bugs or troubleshooting, the last X features would be a great way to document this for programmers. So that's pretty much the program in a nutshell.